Hello, thank you so much for joining. My name is Georgie, and this is a really quick and efficient practice for grounding. So, we will be incorporating longer exhales as well as forward folds, and this is really designed to get us into the body, into a downward flow of energy, and out of overstimulation in the mind. So, coming first into a child's pose, bringing your forehead onto the mat. And just taking this space at the very beginning of your practice to begin to arrive, beginning to attune your awareness towards the interplay of this position and gravity, and directing your awareness towards the flow of the breath as it travels in and out of this shape. Maybe even thanking yourself now for creating this space and this time to just ground, to connect within, and to let go. Okay, now pressing your hands on towards the mat, finding your way towards a 4-point position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and we're just going to move dynamically in and out of child's pose. So you'll exhale back into your child's pose position. As you inhale a 4-point position, we'll begin to add in a count. So exhaling back, now breathing up. 4-point position for the count of 4. Beautiful. Exhaling back for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling to rise for 4, 2, 3, 4. Child's pose. Exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rising up. In for 4, 2, 3, 4, back for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Final one, in for 4, 2, 3, 4, back for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. Staying in your child's pose, slowing down the breath. Slowing down the breath to slow down the mind. We can become an architect of our energy by affecting the breath first. When you're ready, coming up towards a 4-point position again, tucking your toes and finding downward facing dog. In your downward dog, just using these initial moments just to establish yourself in the shape. You might take some gentle pedals from the heels, maybe a slight rock left and right of your hips. Connecting with all corners of the hands on the earth, softening any weight or holding around the neck and the shoulders, and we're really focusing more on a lengthening of the spine as opposed to a straightening of the knees. So maybe even bending the knees quite deeply, feeling the torso being magnetized towards the thighs. And of course, here we're just going to notice how the breath travels in and out of this shape. Beginning to walk your way up towards your hands, finding a forward fold. In your forward fold, you might take a hold of either elbow, maybe a generous bend in the knees. You might take a little rock left and right to allow yourself to feel held here, supported by this position. Releasing your hands and taking an in-breath to find a halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling forward. Beautiful. Inhale, blooming the hands towards the sky, finding your way towards standing, reaching the arms up overhead. Hands towards the heart with your exhale or by your side. We'll come into a Warrior 1 series here. When you're ready in your own time, stepping your left foot down the mat. So your left foot's about 45 degrees out. You want to have your heel on the mat, and your right hip is hugging in ever so slightly, so there's a slight squaring of the hips. It's as if you're lifting from the inner arch of the left foot, raising your hands here. We'll continue with that breath count that we've already established. So with your next in-breath, straighten the front leg, arms reach up. Exhale to fold forward for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale to warrior 1, bend the front knee. Exhale to stay for 8. Beautiful. Internally counting the breath. As you breathe in for 4, straighten the front leg. Exhaling for 8 into the shape. See if you can keep your biceps by the ears, utilizing the muscles on the back. Beautiful. Inhaling for 4. Final 8 count exhale here just to arrive into the shape, and then we're going to stay in our warrior 1. You might like to drop the breath back now to an in for 4, out for 4 ratio. Becoming really centered and focused on that count of the breath, internal count of the breath. Using the breath count as a kind of mantra, counting the in breath for 4, out breath for 4. Steadiness in the body. Steadiness even in the eyes, maybe even minimizing your blinking, gazing at one point of focus. Full awareness on the count of the breath. Lowering your hands down towards your hips, stepping forward into mountain pose. Arms will soften by the sides of the body. Take this moment just to connect within, noticing the quality of your energy. Rebounding from those postures, from that breath. And then in your own time, you'll go ahead and you'll step the right foot back this time, 45 degrees out again. Setting up for the shape, hips will face forward. There's a lengthening of the back leg, a bending of the front, lifting the arms when you're ready. Okay, now straight in towards the sequence, straightening the front leg, exhaling for 8 as you fold forward. Moving with your own breath count, in for 4, out for 8, bending the knee as you breathe in. Now it's quite a challenge here to keep the biceps by the ears as you move through the sequence. And this is really connecting in with the muscles on the back, a lengthening of the spine. Nicely done. Staying in the shape for a grounding 8 count exhale. And then dropping the breath back to an in for 4, out for 4 breath. Using the breath count as a kind of mantra. Completely absorbed. Beautiful. When you're ready, lowering the hands to the hips, go ahead and step forward towards the top of your mat. Mountain pose, pause and adjust. And we'll come into chair pose. Okay, feet can come as close as you like. You might have the inner seam of the big toes touching or keeping them about hip width apart. We'll take a breath in here. As you exhale, lowering the knees, sinking down to chair. Keep your knees bent as you reach the hands down towards the ground. With your breath in, reach the arms up through chair. At the last moment, find your way to standing. Exhaling, bending the knees. Keeping the knees bent, reach the hands down towards the ground. With your breath in, reach the arms up. Last moment, straightening the legs. Beautiful. Exhaling, chair pose. Slow, long exhales, reaching down to the ground with bent knees. Inhaling to rise up. Let's stay in chair. Again, dropping the breath back to an in for 4, out for 4 ratio. Steadiness in this posture. You'll notice this coexistence of a grounding, stabilising force at the base of the body. Simultaneously, there's a sense of openness and lightness across the chest, arms and torso. When you're ready, straightening your legs, release the hands down towards your side. Take a moment, pause and adjust. Okay, taking an in-breath now, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, you can trace the back of your legs as you fold forward. So just keep the chest open. With your next breath in, lengthen the spine, find a halfway lift. As you exhale, plant down the hands, step back towards a high plank. Engage in your plank for a moment, shoulder blades moving up. Take a breath in here. Option to lower the knees if you like, lower all the way down. Nice. Taking the hands towards the lower back now. Bring one cheek towards the mat. We're moving in and out of Shalabhasana dynamically. With your next breath in, reach your right arm forward. Lengthen the spine, gazing forward. Chest opens. Left ear meets the mat. Hand returns. As you breathe in, left arm reaches forward. Open the chest. Gaze forward. Exhale, right ear down, hand returns. Let's add in the legs now. Inhale, right arm, left leg, gazing forward. Exhale, right ear down. Beautiful. Inhaling, left arm, right leg, opening the chest, shoulder blades draw in. Exhaling, left ear down. One more each side. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Right ear down. Left arm, right leg. And then placing the left ear down. Let's interlace the hands behind the lower back. As you breathe in, draw the hands back. Lift both feet if you can. Shalabhasana. Shoulder blades are hugging in. Your chest is open. Steady, deep breaths here. Lowering everything down, one cheek towards the mat. Just allowing everything to soften. Take the other cheek towards the mat to balance out from the neck. And let's put your hands underneath your shoulders. We're just going to come back in towards a narrow child's pose. So with your knees bent, forehead on the mat, reaching your hands back towards your toes. Stabilizing lower belly breaths here. In your own way, we're going to come up towards a seated position. So placing the hands in front, rolling over the ankles if that works for you. And we're going to move into some twists now. So beginning with the left leg extended long onto the mat. You're going to hug the right knee in and just place the right foot on the outside of the left leg. Beautiful. So right arm can reach behind you, reaching the left arm up towards the sky as you breathe in, and then exhaling to hook that elbow on the outside of the right knee as you twist. As you breathe in, you might like to sense this extension and elongation of the spine. The chest opens. And as you exhale, there's this deeper sense of twisting and rinsing from the inner seam of the body. When you're ready, taking your own time to unravel from that position. And just hug the knee in for a moment. Take this space to receive the twist. Before coming into the opposite side, left foot will step on the outside of the right leg. Setting yourself up here. left arm placed behind you, breathing the right arm up, and then hooking into your twist. So twists are just such a valuable ally in this process of grounding, helping us to assimilate and digest not only on a physical level in terms of the food that we consume, but also helping us to digest and assimilate the mental and emotional experiences as well. Taking a final breath in here. Long exhale. Unraveling when you're ready. Hugging that knee in. Take this space to receive your twist. Now when you're ready, you can go ahead and release the legs. We're now going to locate the K1 point. This is the start of the kidney meridian line. It is on the soles of the feet. So you'll see here, it's just where the hard part of the foot meets the soft part right in the middle. So go ahead and take your thumbs on that point on both feet. You can take a bit of time just to move the thumbs about, noticing if there's any points around this area that feel a bit more tender. If so, fantastic, you've probably found it. If not, that's fine. Just massaging into this point with the intention to connect with the start of the kidney meridian line, the K1 point. So applying a bit of pressure here, massaging with the thumbs. This is a really beautiful, purifying point. It encourages energy or chi to flow down from the head, down the body, out of the feet towards the earth. So a really beautiful ally in grounding as well as just connecting in with the base of the body. And let's get ready now to come into some forward folds. You don't have to fold all the way down. And we'll return to that breath count that we've been working with. So every time you folding in with an 8 count exhale. Let's do it together. Taking a breath in here and then exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling to rise for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling down for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rising for 4, 2, 3, 4. Last one here. Down for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll stay in the shape. Now it really isn't important how far you go here. It's not really about that. It's more important that you have this experience of being able to truly relax and surrender in towards the shape. So however far your forehead or your nose is from the earth, I'd love you just to connect in with the lower belly as the breath travels in and out of this space. You might continue to invite in those longer exhales. Breathing deeply, slowly and gently, like waves arising and falling in the ocean. If you do work a job that is the majority of the time sitting at a desk, hip openers are just such a helpful ally for you. Not only are they great on a physical level, but the hips are really a space within the body that we can store unprocessed and unexpressed emotion. By taking some time to soften and relax into these hip openers, we can really support our body to let go of old emotion, old energy that we are ready to let go of. Taking a final round of breath here, following the exhale all the way to the base. Perhaps you may even linger in that space beyond the breath for a beat or two. Beginning to slowly walk your spine to upright. Take a moment, hands on the knees. Aware in these transitions. come onto our backs. You can hug the knees in towards the chest at first. Maybe take a little gentle rock and roll around the lower back, just allowing the lower back to reset onto the mat. And then when you're ready, just allowing your whole body to release into the shape of Shavasana. Final space of surrender. So often in our lives we are holding it in, we're holding it together, we're holding others up, holding teams or departments. And this practice and this space invites us to release and to be held. For these next few moments, which you do have, allow yourself to be completely held in this space of absolute release. Slowly begin to sense the weight of your body on the mat, the space between your body and the earth beneath you. Inviting in really gentle movements throughout the fingers and the toes. perhaps reaching your arms overhead, stretching along the spine, turning the head from left to right. In your own process, when you're ready, find your way to roll onto one side, pause and adjust in the side position for a moment. Pressing yourself up towards a seated position when you're ready. You can take any blankets or pillows underneath your sitting bones. We'll come into a final little bit of pranayama to close the practice. So just creating a comfortable position. Spine is long. You can place your left hand onto your thigh, maybe touching the index finger and the thumb, palm face down. Now take your right hand, fold the middle finger and the index finger in. Just tracing now the bone of the nose, the bridge of the nose with the thumb and the ring finger until the bone becomes cartilage. When you've found that point, just hover the fingers over that opening and take a full breath in through both sides of the nose. And a full breath out through both sides of the nose. With your next breath in, close the right nostril with your thumb, breathing in through the left. Close your left nostril with your ring finger, breathing out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. The left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. Left, out through the right, in through the right. Final one, out through the left. After your exhale, allow the hand to rest back onto the thigh. Simply observe the quality of your energy and the state of your being. Allow a really sincere sense of gratitude to roll over you for creating this space to practice, to ground and to center yourself. Perhaps you'll begin to invite in an intention for the rest of your day or evening. A quality you might like to amplify within yourself or within your life. Just see if you can picture your intention within your mind's eye as if it were already true. Teaching your nervous system how it is you wish to feel. Ready, drawing the hands in towards the heart space, bowing towards the inner teacher within the self. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or evening, and I will see you again soon.